Every morning is a battlefield. The moment your eyes open, your mind begins negotiating between your strength and your weakness, your purpose and your distractions, your discipline and your excuses. And in a world where pressure, noise, expectations, comparison, and constant digital chaos drain your mental clarity, the Stoics believed that the first words you speak to yourself shape the entire direction of your day. Because your morning is not just a routine, it is a declaration. A statement to yourself and to the world about the kind of person you intend to be, and if you don't choose your mind's direction, the world will choose it for you. This is why the Stoics trained themselves to begin each day with intentional thoughts, mental armor, sharpened truths, and powerful reminders designed to create emotional resilience, inner strength, and unwavering focus. These messages weren't motivational cliches. They were psychological weapons forged for real life, life filled with stress, betrayal, uncertainty, hardship, and unpredictable challenges. The Stoics knew something modern culture ignores. You do not rise to your goals, you fall to your mindset. And if your mindset isn't strengthened every morning, life will break you before noon. Today, I want to give you 7 powerful Stoic truths to tell yourself every morning. Truths that will help you move with confidence, discipline, emotional self-control, and unshakable calm. Truths that will help you stop overthinking, stop people-pleasing, and stop allowing fear and negativity to dictate your path. These 7 statements are not just words. They're anchors. They're tools you can use to rebuild yourself, redirect your focus, and walk through your day with clarity and inner power. So before we begin, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our Stoic wisdom videos that help you grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And if you've been watching without subscribing, go ahead and join the family. Your support helps this message reach more people just like you. Now, take a breath. Quiet your mind, and prepare to step into the day with the mindset of a Stoic. 1. Today, I will control what I can, and release what I cannot. Your mind becomes lighter the moment you stop carrying burdens that were never meant for you. Every day, thousands of thoughts fight for your attention. What people think, what might go wrong, what you don't have yet, what you can't fix, what others expect of you. Most people wake up and immediately step into stress, anxiety, and imaginary battles. The Stoics refused to live this way. They trained themselves to focus only on what is within their control, because they understood that the fastest path to mental suffering is trying to control the uncontrollable. When you begin your morning with this reminder, today, I will control what I can, and release what I cannot, you free your mind from unnecessary tension. You stop trying to control people. You stop trying to predict outcomes. You stop carrying the weight of opinions and expectations that have nothing to do with your purpose. You direct your energy toward your actions, your attitude, your discipline, your decisions, and your responses. That is where your power is, and when you release the rest, what people choose to do, what life decides to bring, what is outside your influence, you create space for clarity and peace. This is how the Stoics achieved calm in chaos, not by avoiding difficulty, but by mastering their attention. Every morning, remind yourself that your power is not in controlling the world. Your power is in controlling yourself. And the person who controls themselves becomes impossible for the world to break. 2. My emotions are mine to manage, not to obey. Most people wake up and immediately surrender to their emotions. They allow anger, worry, fear, insecurity, or frustration to guide their choices, shape their reactions, and dictate their mood for the entire day. But the Stoics understood a powerful truth: your emotions are real, but they are not always right. They are signals, not commands. They are experiences, not instructions. When you treat your emotions as orders instead of information, you lose control of your life. And nothing destroys a person faster than being ruled by every feeling that passes through the mind. When you start your day with the reminder, "My emotions are mine to manage, not to obey," you reclaim your power. You stop reacting immediately to irritation. You stop letting anxiety control your pace. You stop allowing sadness to shut down your motivation. You stop letting fear shrink your potential. You stop allowing temporary feelings to create permanent decisions. Instead, you pause, observe, breathe, and respond with clarity rather than impulse. This is emotional mastery, and the Stoics treated it as the highest form of self-discipline. The moment you decide that your emotions are passengers, not drivers, everything changes. You no longer chase validation. You no longer explode when things go wrong. You no longer take everything personally. You no longer let your mood determine your purpose. You become stable. You become grounded. You become difficult to manipulate. You become someone who acts based on reason and values, not fleeting feelings. And in a world where everyone else is reactive, emotional, and easily triggered, you become rare. You become powerful. You become the calm in the storm. When you wake up each morning, remind yourself that you are not a slave to your emotions. Feel them, acknowledge them, learn from them, but never obey them blindly. Leadership begins with self-control, and the greatest leader you will ever need to master is yourself. 3. I will not be distracted by what doesn't matter. Every day, your attention is hunted. Notifications, opinions, gossip, trends, temptations, noise, and comparison, all of them fight to steal your focus before you even begin your day. And when your focus is scattered, your purpose becomes weak. When your attention is divided, your progress becomes slow. The Stoics understood that a person who cannot control their attention cannot control their life. That is why they began each morning with intention, choosing what matters and rejecting what does not. When you tell yourself, "I will not be distracted by what doesn't matter," you sharpen your mind like a blade. You begin filtering your world. You stop giving your energy to arguments that add no value. You stop wasting your time on people who drain your spirit. You stop feeding habits that weaken your discipline. You stop chasing validation from people who don't even matter in your future. You stop scrolling endlessly, consuming mindlessly, and living reactively. Instead, you focus on your mission, your goals, your peace, your growth, your responsibilities, and your principles. Distraction is not just the enemy of productivity, it is the enemy of purpose. And the more distracted you are, the easier it is for life to mold you into something you never intended to be. But when you begin your day with clarity, you walk with direction. Your actions have meaning. Your decisions have purpose. Your time has value. You become the type of person who moves differently. Calm, intentional, and rooted in what truly matters. The Stoics believed that a powerful life comes from a disciplined mind, and a disciplined mind begins with a morning declaration. So remind yourself that not everything deserves your attention. Not every battle deserves your energy. Not every voice deserves your response. Guard your focus like a treasure, because it is one. And the person who controls their attention controls their destiny. 4. I will show up today with discipline, not excuses. Excuses are easy. Discipline is rare. And every morning, you stand at a crossroads between the life you want and the life you settle for. Most people choose comfort. Most people choose procrastination. Most people choose the path that feels good in the moment but destroys them over time. The Stoics understood that greatness doesn't come from motivation, it comes from commitment. It comes from the decision to show up whether you feel like it or not. It comes from doing the work even when the mood is not there, the energy is not there, and the comfort is not there. When you start your day by saying, "I will show up today with discipline, not excuses," you take control of your direction. You stop negotiating with laziness. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. You stop letting fear stop you before you begin. You stop allowing comfort to steal your potential. You shift from being someone who talks about change to someone who creates it. Discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. It is about doing small actions daily that lead to massive results over time. When you show up with discipline, you gain something that excuses can never give you: momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence builds identity. And identity builds destiny. Every time you choose discipline, you strengthen the belief that you are capable, powerful, and committed to your growth. You redefine who you are. You become someone who can trust yourself, someone who can rely on your own word. And that is a level of strength most people never develop. The Stoics lived with the principle that you do not control what the world gives you, but you always control how you respond to it. Discipline is your response to the challenges of life. It is your weapon against fear. It is your foundation for success. And when discipline becomes your default, excuses lose their power forever. 5. I will not let the past steal today's peace. The past is heavy, and most people carry it into every new day without realizing it. Old wounds, regrets, betrayals, failures, embarrassment, missed opportunities, and painful memories replay in the mind like a film that refuses to end. And when you allow yesterday to dominate your thoughts, today becomes poisoned. The Stoics believed that the past is a teacher, not a prison. It is something to learn from, not something to live inside. Every morning, you must remind yourself that the past cannot be changed, but your relationship with it can. When you say, "I will not let the past steal today's peace," you break the emotional chains that have been pulling you backward. Stop punishing yourself for mistakes you've already learned from. You stop reliving conversations that cannot be undone. You stop giving power to people who hurt you long ago. Stop allowing old failures to define your worth. Instead, you step into the present moment with clarity and strength. You choose peace over pain, growth over guilt, and healing over self-destruction. The Stoics understood that suffering comes not from events themselves but from how we interpret them. When you hold on to past wounds, they continue to bleed into your present. But when you release them, you regain the freedom to shape your future. This doesn't mean forgetting, it means accepting. It means understanding that your past was preparation, not punishment. It shaped your strength, sharpened your resilience, and built the version of you who is capable of doing better today. Every new morning is a clean slate, but you must choose to use it. You must choose to stop replaying what cannot be changed and focus on what can. You must choose to move forward, even if the steps are small. The past is finished. The future is unwritten, and today is your chance to build something better without the weight of yesterday pulling you down. 6. I will be grateful for what I have while working for what I want. Gratitude is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about recognizing that even in the middle of your struggles, you still have something to build from. Most people wake up and immediately focus on what is missing, what they don't have yet, what they wish they had, what others have that they feel they lack. This mindset creates bitterness, insecurity, and constant dissatisfaction. But the Stoics taught that gratitude is the foundation of inner peace, and ambition is the engine of progress. When you combine both, you become unstoppable. When you tell yourself every morning, "I will be grateful for what I have while working for what I want," you strike the perfect balance between contentment and hunger. You stop rushing through life with envy. You stop comparing your journey to someone else's. You stop feeling behind even though you're still growing. Instead, you appreciate your small wins, acknowledge your progress, and recognize the opportunities already in front of you. Gratitude grounds you, centers you, and keeps you emotionally stable. It reminds you that you are not starting from nothing. You are starting from experience, lessons, and strength. But gratitude does not mean settling. The Stoics believed that a wise person works to improve themselves not out of greed, but out of purpose. You can be grateful for your current life while still striving for your next level. You can appreciate your progress while still pushing for more. You can love where you are without letting it limit where you're going. This is the balance of a powerful mind. Thankful yet ambitious, content yet driven, present yet forward-looking. When you begin your day with gratitude, you silence negativity. When you combine it with steady effort, you attract growth. And when gratitude and ambition work together, you build a life that is fulfilling, intentional, and deeply meaningful. The world may try to pull your attention toward what you lack, but your gratitude will remind you of everything you already possess. 7. I will honor my progress, protect my peace, and keep becoming better than I was yesterday. Every morning, you are given a choice: to judge yourself harshly for what you have not yet achieved, or to recognize how far you've already come. Most people choose self-criticism. They focus on their flaws, their failures, their slow progress, and everything they think they're lacking. But the Stoics believed that a wise person measures progress, not perfection. They understood that greatness is not built overnight. It is built through small victories repeated daily. And the moment you start appreciating your growth, you strengthen the very mindset that allows growth to continue. When you say to yourself, "I will honor my progress, protect my peace, and keep becoming better than I was yesterday," you reclaim your journey. You stop rushing. You stop comparing. You stop thinking you must transform instantly. You stop punishing yourself for not being perfect. Instead, you acknowledge the small shifts in your behavior, the improvements in your mindset, the lessons you've internalized, and the strength you've gained from every challenge. Progress is not loud. It is quiet, steady, and often invisible until one day everything is different. Protecting your peace is equally important. The Stoics understood that the world is filled with chaos, negativity, and noise, but none of it can control you unless you let it inside your mind. Protecting your peace means setting boundaries. It means no longer giving access to people who drain you. It means not engaging in drama or pointless arguments. It means stepping away from anything that steals your energy, disrupts your focus, or weakens your spirit. Peace is a form of wealth, and every wise person guards it carefully. And finally, Becoming better than yesterday is the core of Stoic living. The Stoics didn't aim to be better than others. They aimed to be better than the previous selves. This mindset frees you from comparison and places the focus where it belongs, on your own growth. Improvement does not require huge breakthroughs. It requires one thing: consistency. A little more patience, a little more discipline, a little more wisdom, a little more self-control, a little more focus. These small improvements accumulate, and over time, they build a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of you. When you affirm this truth each morning, you align yourself with a life of steady growth and unshakable peace. You stop needing external validation because your worth comes from your progress. You stop fearing failure because each attempt teaches you something valuable. You stop worrying about the timeline because progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. Your life transforms one morning decision at a time. Conclusion: every day you wake up, you are given a new chance to become the kind of person you admire. Not someone perfect, not someone without flaws, but someone disciplined, intentional, calm, focused, and committed to growth. These 7 Stoic truths are not just morning affirmations. They are the foundation of a powerful life. They help you sharpen your mind, strengthen your character, and carry yourself with the kind of inner peace that cannot be shaken by circumstances, opinions, or temporary emotions. And if you repeat them consistently, they begin to reshape you from the inside out. When you remind yourself to control what you can and release what you cannot, you no longer waste energy fighting battles that don't belong to you. When you choose to manage your emotions instead of obeying them, you become the master of your inner world. When you protect your focus from distractions, you walk with clarity and purpose. When you approach your day with discipline rather than excuses, you build a life that aligns with your highest potential. When you release the past, you create space for healing and new opportunities. When you practice gratitude while still pursuing your goals, you experience true fulfillment. And when you honor your progress and commit to becoming better each day, you step into a life of growth, strength, and unshakable peace. This is the Stoic way. Not loud, not dramatic, not chaotic, but steady, grounded, and deeply intentional. It is the path of someone who chooses wisdom over impulse, peace over chaos, purpose over distraction, and growth over stagnation. No matter what challenges come your way, these 7 truths will help you stay aligned with your highest self and guide you through the day with strength and clarity. And if this message has spoken to you, if it has inspired you, calmed you, or reminded you of the power within you, then make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel right now. Your support helps this community grow, helps this wisdom reach more people, and helps you stay connected to the content that strengthens your mind and spirit. If you've been watching without subscribing, this is the perfect moment to join the family. We are building a community of people committed to self-mastery, resilience, peace, and purpose, and you belong here. Hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's continue this journey of growth together. And remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up, stay focused, and commit to becoming a little better every day.